in high school. It was a beautiful relationship. He's my first love. I still love him,
Nice.
yeah,
Beautiful.
we ended on bad terms, but we were so young. And as we've gotten older, we've talked it out and stuff like that.
Hmm.
He's my first and only boyfriend. And then I started liking girls.
So did it but you so was it that you liked both, or was it that you liked girls, I'm sorry, guys first, and then kind of something like changed, or what was it
It
like?
was more, I guess it was a gradual towards being lesbian. So like I was straight, I had my one boyfriend, and then I started finding myself being attracted to girls. So I wasn't sure if I was bi.
Hmm.
Then
But
I
it was
started
a
having,
gradual thing then, you said.
yeah, it was a gradual thing for me. Like, I was still having sex with guys, but I realized I couldn't emotionally get connected with them. I
Mm.
wasn't interested in getting to know them on an
On
emotional
that
level.
level. Mm.
Yeah, like at all. I was not interested. I saw them as sex,
Hmm.
and that was fine.
Mm.
And then I really craved the intimacy from a woman. So
Mm.
then once I was able to have sex with a woman and get the emotional intimacy from a woman, that's when I realized I was like, okay, this is what I want. I'm a lesbian.
Oh, so at what point did you kind of like know for sure that this is what it is? At what point was
I would say junior year of college, like during that whole breakup with my ex,
mm-hmm.
I was leaning on somebody else. I was leaning on a guy,
Mm-hmm.
and we kind of had like a physical connection, and then it kind of moved to something emotional. But then I realized, like, I don't want this. Like,
Oh,
this
okay.
isn't something that I could actually see myself doing with you for the long term. Like, I think I just confided in him, and we were, in together, because when I was
Yeah,
in a
because
rough place.
sometimes people just need some emotional,
Yeah,
connection with
that's
somebody.
what it was. And then that's when I realized, I'm not interested in guys, like, at all. I'm not interested in the physical connection or the emotional connection.
Mm. So then, was it at that point? Was it like, okay, that's it? That was that it for you at
Yeah,
that
that was it. Yeah. So I was about like 18. I was 19, actually. Yeah,
at
19.
19? Mm.
Mm.
Okay. Um. So moving forward, obviously with your journey, um, what was it like in terms of accepting that's what it was, and like, okay, like, moving forward, like, obviously, um was it something where you had to, like, tell your family, or your friends, or how was the experience? Is it
Um, so I was actually outed to my family.
what?
Someone had
Wow.
outed me. But this happened actually in senior year of high school. So I
Senior
was
year of high
there.
school, so
Yeah,
before
this was
college.
before college.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were actually family members.
Mhm.
Like, I don't consider them family anymore,
Right.
but they were family
Because
members.
of that, because of what they did to you, pretty
Oh
much.
yeah, 100%.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think there's no coming back from that.
Right.
I don't think
Because
it's
that's
leaving the
something
plate.
very dear and personal, obviously, to you. And to expose that, that means they don't have your best interest. They could do anything to you.
And I was young. I was a baby. I
Hmm.
was 16,
Hmm.
like, I just think that was really awful.
Right.
Instead of coming to me and talking to me about my sexuality, and because I was still very confused. I was in a 3-year relationship with a boy who I
Right.
thought I
At
was
the
gonna
time.
marry. And then
Right.
all of a sudden I'm, liking
Liking girls.
girls, and I found this girl. And that's the funny part. I found my first girlfriend
Hmm.
through those family
Oh,
members.
wow.
Yeah. So because they had introduced us, and they didn't think that we would ever be anything. They just
Right.
introduced us as
Exactly.
friends.
Hmm.
But me and that girl, we became very intimate. We became, very close.
Hmm.
And I confided in that side of the family about
Family.
that. And they
Hmm.
completely ran with it and told my parents without even talking to me about it first.
Wow. So, what was the experience facing your parents after that?
It was awful. It was
I can
absolutely
imagine.
awful, and
Especially at that age.
yeah, especially at that age. I'm so hormonal. I'm so angry. And I'm living in Far Rockaway too. So I was already so
Going
angry
through it.
from
You was
living
already
there.
going through it.
Yeah, I was already going through it. And, my parents were mad. My parents weren't supportive at all. They were upset at the fact that they had to hear from somebody else and not me.
Mm-hmm.
They were upset at the fact that, they couldn't understand because they knew of my first boyfriend, and,
Mm-hmm.
they thought me and him would work things out.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just really bad. Me and my parents got into so many fights.
Mm-hmm.
I lived with my grandma for a little bit. Like, I wasn't living with them for a couple months.
Mm.
Like it was pretty bad. And they wanted me actually because they knew I wanted to go away for college. Like that was just a non-negotiable. But they
Okay.
wanted me to live with my grandmother in
Mhm.
Connecticut because now that they know that I like girls,
Mhm.
they want someone to keep an eye on me.
I see. They
So
need
they
somebody
wanted me
close.
exactly.
But why do you? I don't get why do you even need somebody to keep an eye on you just because of your sexuality? Like, I mean,
I had no idea.
you're gonna have
I had
sex with
no idea.
somebody.
Exactly. But now as I'm older and I went away for college, because that's the thing. Once you move out your parents' house, the relationship with your parents gets way better. Way better. And
Love,
that's
love,
what it
love
was.
at a distance.
Love at a distance, 100%. So
I can.
now,
Okay.
now it's great. They're so supportive,
That's good. That's good.
They love my partners now, like the people that I bring around now,
Oh, that's
you
great.
know.
That's great.
Yeah. I think it's just at that time, they still didn't understand the sexuality. I didn't even understand, being queer myself. So I just think, in the place where they were in their life,
Mhm.
they just simply couldn't understand. And now having me as their daughter, as a lesbian daughter, I was able to help them understand.
Mm. It's funny because I have a friend of mine who's a lesbian. Well, she's actually bi, I would say,
Mhm.
and I've known her for quite some time, and I've always known that she liked girls. But she liked guys as well. And recently, she's been more, you know, with the girls or one particular girl more than the guy. So we had a conversation recently and asked her, um, I know you like both, but like, what is it? Where do you feel yourself like in the future when you say you want to settle down? Like, well, where do you think you're gonna settle down?
Yeah.
And she pretty much explained like something that you explained, like the emotional connection she feels, from a woman.
Yeah.
And even her mom, and they're from the Caribbean as well, right? So you know how Caribbean people are when it comes to these
Yeah.
kind of things. It's already hard, topic for Caribbean people.
Mhm.
Um, but even her mom, like her friends would be at the house and stuff like that. So I would ask her, like, how does your mom feel? And she's like, when when she finally like felt comfortable enough to kind of like just be comfortable with it and not hide it, she said her mom was like, I always knew.
Yeah. Isn't that
Yeah.
the craziest part?
Yeah, that's crazy, right? Yeah. So she was like, her mom was like, yeah, I always knew. So sometimes it's just the situation.
Yeah, it definitely is a situation, and since it's Pride Month now, because it's June, and the way that I describe it, if you're in the closet right now and that's the safest thing for you, stay in the closet.
Mm,
If you feel like it's not comfortable and it's not safe for you to open up and be out that you're queer, you're gay, or you're lesbian, or whatever the case, then just don't let people know if it's unsafe.
true.
But if you start loving yourself just a little bit extra, and if it becomes a safer environment or a safer circumstance, then I think you should learn how to be out of the
Did
closet.
you did you hear about the Isiah Rashad situation?
Oh my God, I did. He was so like, first of all, I don't even know why Joe Budden was the person doing that interview.
I
Like,
know, right? Like,
well,
listen, it was the weirdest thing. I check it, but of all people, Joe Budden, you're gonna sit down with, like, like. But I mean, no disrespect to Joe Budden, but it just seemed like it just didn't seem like a right type of, uh,
yeah, not at all. I don't
yeah,
think Joe Budden is like knowledgeable enough about
yeah, yeah,
the
or
LGBT.
has has the interests of the gay community at heart to even sit down with. I mean, you understand?
Yeah.
But what do I know? So he sat down and spoke about the situation, and yeah, hey, that's it, it happens, and I'm pretty sure it was hard for him to deal with.
Oh, 100%. You're outed to the whole world.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
was outed to my parents and I thought my life was ending. Like I could only imagine being a celebrity and famous and
Mhm.
having one persona and of who you are, and then for that to be completely diminished from
Yeah, yeah,
social media.
it's a crazy thing. Yeah.